So very good morning to one and all again. So we are moving on to the session 2. The session 2 is going to be handled by the one of the main important speaker of the phase 1 as well as the phase 2, Dr. Sriram K. Vasudevan sir. Hope you have seen in the brochure there is a change in this designation compared to that of the phase 1 and phase 2. He has been joined as a principal of an engineering college in Trichy. So that is his new addition to his already having the some of important designations he have. But apart from that, he is the last WhatsApp chat. He has told that he is also have one more thing. I think he will tell that. So without any delay, let me invite Mr. Eldos Kurian sir for introducing this speak.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good morning all. So today we have our resource person, Dr. Sriram K. Vasudevan. He's a principal of our Ramakrishnan College of Technology, Trichy. And a few words about him. He has many awards and recognitions in his name. He is selected as a member of Intel IoT Advisory Board International. And he's a winner of the Harvard University Hack Harvard Global 2019 World Hack in 2019. And he is selected as Intel IoT Innovator and also awarded the Top Innovator Award 2018, the Top Innovator Summit 2019. And he has also entered in the Limca Book of Records for National Record in 2015. Also, he is in the India Book of Records 2017. And he is a reviewer of various Elsevier, Wiley, and InterScience journals. And he has 122 journals in his name, and he has participated in around 28 national and international conferences. Also, he has 45 books in his name, and his interested areas include performance engineering, embedded systems, Internet of Things, augmented reality, virtual reality. And so without any delay, I welcome Dr. Sriram K. Vasudevan sir to deliver the session.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Shanmugha sir, as usual. That was a very nice introduction. So I see some of the people whom I know very well. I have my students here in the list, I believe. The one whom I taught in Amrita is there in the list. So I've got few other people whom I know very well as well. So it's very nice to see you all virtually at least. Good morning everyone once again. So we are going to have a discussion clearly about the chances that one could get to build applications real time with IoT, machine learning, and deep learning. I'm going to pay more attention towards deep learning and machine learning because IoT, at least we have got some exposure, but machine learning and deep learning, I don't think we have got a lot of exposure in what kind of products can we build. So I'm paying more attention there. Yet we will see some more demos in deep learning as well, IoT as well. I hope I am audible and clear. And in case you are not able to hear or in case you have any queries, please use the chat box diligently and I will be able to answer the questions there from the chat box immediately. Let's go with the product one after another. And it's going to be definitely interesting. And some of the products that I'm going to show you are all the products that we have won accolades at national as well as international level. I mean it, we have won some products we have won awards for some products which are really nice awards, which it's not very easy to really get through. The one that I'm going to show you now is the product that we have built for a P&G hackathon, Procter & Gamble hackathon that was conducted by P&G Innovation Center India. And we have got the best idea award for this product. What is this, sir? The entire session I'm repeating, we are going to build solutions and I will tell you what kind of problems can we build solutions for. We've got a lot of problems that you and I are facing. So we need to build solutions, and are we building the right solutions is the question. And we are going to see what kind of problems can be really taken for building those solutions. That's my exact aim. The first one that we are going to see is all about building a simple solution for a real-time problem that we are all facing in the retail stores. I'll talk about the problem first, and then we will see about what exactly are we going to do through this solution. Let me know if you can hear the audio clearly. The U team, and we are very happy to present our product with
It's clear, sir.
Global Innovation Challenge. We need to understand first the problem and then the solution that we are going to provide you. First, the problem is seen in 3 different categories. The first category is to identify the objects and to recognize them properly. in the P&G outlet or any supermarket. Second, we need to identify the misplaced components. For example, Pampers cannot have Whisper in the same shelf as it is being sold. Whisper cannot have Head and Shoulders in the same shelf as it is being sold. This misplacement is a huge concern and this has to be spotted. We are able to do it. The third very important aspect of it is to find out the number of empty slots available in each of the racks. I have got 10 Pampers being sold in one particular rack. 5 of them are sold half the way in the day. So I need to identify 5 empty slots are available so that I can refill that with 5 more Pampers appropriately so that the customers can pick it up. These 3 are our major goal, and we provide you personalized store assortment as well as smart space optimization. All these through deep learning techniques, and we are able to achieve 100% accuracy. Very close to 100% accuracy is what we have achieved. I'm going to show you the demo also in the second half of it, which can let you understand how exactly our system works. Before that, I'll tell you how our system is architected very clearly. The input is a video stream, and it can come from CCTV, it can be pre-recorded, or it can be from a live mobile stream. It gets into the object detection model where we have fast RCNN and TensorFlow used completely, and we are able to do the localization as well as classification perfectly. We have taken 6 of the products right now from P&G: Pampers, Head and Shoulders, Whisper, Pantene, Ariel, and Tide. All these are now taken, and our system is capable of recognizing, identifying all these very nicely. And it is 100% accuracy almost we are getting every time. And we could do product detection, we could get the misplaced object identification and the empty space localization, all these done precisely and perfectly, all real time. The results are very encouraging, and you can see the sample results that I have kept here. You can see that all the items are identified properly. Here Tide is identified as Tide and Pampers is identified, but misplaced is Pampers and the empty slot is 1. I do not have any misplaced slot here, any misplaced items here, any empty slots here in the next half of it in the picture, and we can also get all these details as a clear notification in the right corner of the video footage that is being processed. So all these are real time, accurate, and most importantly, very user friendly. We have trained over thousands of images. We have taken we have created our own data set by taking pictures from the nearby supermarket, and the system is very strong, we would say. Whichever product you want to get into our system, we can include that with ease, and we have preferred fast RCNN after testing it with multiple other RCNN and CNN methods, but fast RCNN is found to be very stable while it is also very accurate. That's the reason we went for fast RCNN. And I already told you the input stream as a video goes into our system. We get the empty slots identified. We also make sure that we are counting the number of products, misplaced products, all these very clearly through our solution. And we get 99% accuracy, as I told you. And we request you to go through the demo that we have already uploaded, and it will be helpful for you to understand our system. We believe that our solution will help retailers leverage technology to further to aid and abet their business. I hope you understood what I wanted to do, and I'm going to show you the demo of the product right now. That's most important, right? Talking never is sufficient. A demo is very important. So we are going to see the demo for whatever I told you theoretically. You will see the complete working demo. We are using a simple camera, but with our intelligent algorithm, we are able to design a system that's going to be definitely easy for somebody to understand. Let's see how exactly things work, and I hope you like it.
Hello. Our system has got 2 functionalities. The first one is to get the components and the objects in the rack of a supermarket to be identified perfectly. 100% accuracy is what is aimed at, and we are very close to it. For example, if the rack has got Ariel, Tide, Pampers, Whisper, or anything, it will be recognized perfectly, and this is 100% real time. And the accuracy is really appreciable, and we get close to 100% in our testing. The second module is very simple but yet very effective. We can find out the empty slots in each rack and we can alert you. Also, people have the tendency to misplace things. For example, I pick up Tide and when I go along, I find another product which is very interesting. So I drop Tide right there in the place which I found another product. I do not keep it in the same place from where I lifted it. I mean, Tide did not go back to the Tide shelf. Instead, it went to a different shelf. We can identify that right now. We can identify the empty slots. We can identify the misplaced components also and alert you. This will help people in arranging things back immediately so that it will look nice as well as it will help the people who are buying it. Let's see the first demo initially and then we will go to the second functionality demo shortly. For the first demo, we are launching our system and the input is a video feed that we have taken from the nearby supermarket, and you can see that it's getting launched. The moment it is launched, the world of working is very simple and easier. You can see the aerial is recognized right now and it's 99% accurately we are able to recognize, and every time this is functioning fine irrespective of the shape, irrespective of the container shape, irrespective of the color. We are able to recognize everything properly. This is because of the extensive training that we have done, and this is all real time and accurate. We can now test any product, we can now identify any product like this, and we have tested it for aerial. We are going to go to the different color of aerial package also right now. We have tested Tide, which you can see in the next set of demo as well. We have tested Pampers. All these are working fine and I am definitely hopeful you will appreciate it. Here you can see that the color of aerial is different here. I mean the package, the color, everything is different, but still it works fine. Let us go to the next functionality. This module will help us identify the empty slots as well as misplaced items. Once it is launched, it will perfectly tell you what are all the components in the rack. For example, now Tide is identified properly, irrespective of what color cover it has got, what packaging structure it has got, we are able to identify it accurately close to 100%. And you can see that misplaced is 0 right now, empty slots is 1. The empty slot 1 is nothing but the one free slot which is available on the left hand side of the rack, and that shows that you can keep one more component there. I mean one more packet of Tide over there which can be sold. Now we purposefully misplace Pampers there. The moment you keep Pampers, it is recognized accurately as Pampers, and misplaced item has got Pampers listed into it, which can let the storekeeper know that the items are getting misplaced and this can be replaced back into the previous place perfectly. Also, we can have one more packet of Tide to be kept there, which can help the customers to pick it up. Now, I am picking up Tide purposefully to see if the empty slots are updated properly. You can see the empty slot is 1 now, but still the misplaced remains the same. It is Pampers which is misplaced into the Tide rack. All these are real time and we are able to achieve accuracy which is very appreciable, and we are always close to 100% accuracy. We are going to go with some more testing here. I am lifting the Pampers now. Now the empty slots has got increased to 2 and we can keep 2 more packets of Tide here is the message that we are conveying the storekeeper. Now I'm going to lift one more to see if the count increases properly. The empty slots have become 3 right now, which is definitely appreciable. Now I'm going to do the final stuff where you can see that the count gets increased properly. I have taken all the 4 out and 4 slots are empty. This will definitely help us in arranging things in the rack properly, as well as to avoid the items getting misplaced and misarranged in the supermarket. Thank you.
How was it? Did you like it? All of you. Am I audible? Tanvir sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
How was it? Was the product good? That is a very simple product. It did not take a lot of time for us to build as well. Just idea. It's all about innovation. When you walk into a supermarket, I have seen it a number of times that there is a lot of mess in the racks. Each rack is having different components and it's really nasty. That's the idea that we took it up. When we presented this, there was a question that was asked by one of the jury members. Can you measure the dimension of the product? Can you measure if what is the size of the product? I took it up as a challenge and it was also doable. And I'm going to show you that result right now. And it is very, very interesting. I tell you, once you start doing these kind of projects, you won't stop. It is an addiction, but a very positive addiction. When you go to hackathons, the first thing that you get is to think, what do you do next? You will definitely get a lot of knowledge because of the questions that they are asking you. That's the reason I always urge my faculty members, also my friends, wherever I talk very high of hackathons, because all these are done because of the hackathons that we participated. It's all through that only. There is nothing else. When you present, you get a lot of idea. When you get yourself evaluated, you understand where do you stand. Otherwise, it's like I'm a teacher, I need not learn anything new. I'm a teacher, I need not build products. No, you are the teacher, you must build products. You are the teacher, you must innovate. That's how they teach you. Once you go there, your ego will be hurt badly. And next time you will start building more. That's how I have learned a lot of stuff, and I wish that you also do that. And now I'm going to show you how exactly we can measure dimensions of any product. This is just done with a very simple camera, very simple deep learning algorithms, and it's very easy to build. Whatever I'm telling is all very easy, and that's why I could do. Just believe that it's all easy. Only thing is you need to really have some time spared for it and some amount of innovative thought process. That's all. Friends, in the previous session where I demonstrated you the dimension measurement of some objects using deep learning, I took a pen drive, I took a key, and then we took a hard drive to measure the dimension. But it did not measure any complex objects or different structures like a cuboid or a cube or a square. So today we have done that and it's working functionally phenomenal and fine. Also, we are able to export the data which we have measured to an Excel sheet real time, and this is all working very nice. I'm going to show you the demo of it right now so that you can understand how exactly it works. First, I have measured a pen drive's dimension right now. You can make a note of it if you wish to check it out later. And now I'm taking a car key. I have measured the length and the breadth of the same thing. It's almost 7. So similarly, I'll have to measure the breadth of it. I'm doing that right now, and you can see that the dimensions are all in centimeters, so it's 3.5, 3.6 centimeters. And the next one is going to be my hard drive. You can see that I'm measuring the length, and I'll go to the depth later. I mean the breadth later. You could see that we have got 11 there, and here you could see it is close to 8.1, 8.2 centimeters almost. So similarly, I'm going to take the next one, which is nothing but my remote. So you can see it is close to 14.5 centimeters length, and we need to now measure the breadth of it, and it is going to be somewhere close to 4. Right now comes the real problem where I'm going to take a different object altogether and I'm going to try it out. You can see that this is a box where we are measuring the dimension of it right now. You can see that it's 10 centimeters, almost a 9.910 accurately. So the shape of it and size of it is the same in all sides. So just to verify and validate, we are taking it. There is a mild difference. You could see that it's almost 9.5 here. So now I'm taking a different object, which is yet another different thing. So 10.2, 10.3 is what the measurement is, and here it's measured other side as well to just get you a clarity of the measurement, and you can see the structure, it's different. Let's run it and let's try if our system is giving the output as expected. Now you could see that we have got the output of the pen drive predicted properly, and I'm just giving the name of the object so that it could be properly stored in the Excel sheet. That's the reason I have given the name there, and now it is a car key, so I'm giving the name as key. So that's all. The measurement is all going to the Excel sheet which I'm updating right now in the backend. Now it's a drive, so you can see the measurement is just perfect. There is a mild parallax error that should be in the order of that is also in the order of millimeters, so it's not going to impact that much. And now it is going to be the remote. You can see that it's precise as well. Even the inner components, the keys are coming up very fine, and this is functionally working fine. Now we take that additional objects that we have measured this time newly. You can see that this box is now kept and everything is very proper and real time. You can see that the dimensions are perfect. In fact, it is very precise, and I've just given the name to store it as I told you earlier. Now let's take the final one where we could test if it is also working fine. And yes, the moment I get it into the vicinity of the system, I mean the camera, this starts detecting and this is all fine. So the white box is also detected fine. Now where do we go further? We need to see if the data is all entered properly in the Excel sheet, right? I mean the spreadsheet gets all this data real time, and that's what I'm going to show you right now, and you would be able to definitely understand it better. Now you can see that all the data, the height and the width, everything is properly entered here, and this is going to be definitely a good solution for the industries which needs the measurement to be done real time as well as to record it. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, suggestions, please go ahead and type it in the comment section, and if you like the channel, please subscribe. Thank you, folks. I hope you understood what I tried to convey. It's all very simple yet an effective system to understand the dimension. You can measure dimension of anything. We went to the extent of measuring the dimension of nuts and bolts, and still it is perfect. The next one is going to be a very interesting discussion. So what is that, sir? Very simple. We have built a system that can help in determining skin cancer with all deep learning. Sir, are you joking? No, we have built it and it's fully functional and I'll show you the demo of it even, and you would be able to definitely appreciate and understand that. So very simple yet a very effective system. The system is named as Kaya, and this is selected as one of the products to be funded for a startup by AGBA Incubator. AGBA is the incubator from Great Lakes Institute of Management, and we are very happy to tell you that this will become a company shortly, with this product being the major source for the company's advertisement and for income. So I'll talk about it and I'll tell you the demo of how exactly the system works, and I'm very hopeful you will understand it. We are very happy to present our product Kaya towards AGPA Digital Health Tech Grand Challenge Finale. And what we have done, we have built a system Kaya which is going to help in diagnosis and treatment of skin cancer. I'm going to walk you through the complete functionality and the working of the build system, and it's fully functional. The system is built in such a way that it is just not accurate but also easy to use. You are at the landing page of the system right now, and you can see that it's very intuitive and the UI is very interactive as well. The user need not require any additional learning to use the system is the best part of it. We allow you to upload the image and immediately we get you the results as in the image has got cancer detected or not. Also, we have many other features which includes the blogging, the calendar option for the appointment, and most importantly, chatbot is also enabled, and we have YouTube video links which suggest what to do and what not to do. I'm going to take you through all these features shortly with demo step by step. We hope you definitely like it. Let's understand how exactly our system works. The most important point in any system of this kind is to have very good testing and training dataset. Yes, we took care of it and we have got extensive dataset collected for testing and training, and I'm going to walk you through that right now. We are getting into it right now, and you can see that we have got testing and training folders available there. In testing, we have got benign and malignant, and for benign, we have got 360 images used for testing, and all these images have been used extensively, and we are now getting into the testing where we are going to see the malignant images as well. We have got 300 images as malignant images for testing. So we have used 360 plus 300 for benign and malignant towards testing dataset. Now let's get into the training dataset. In the training dataset for benign, we have used extensively 1440 images. This is a good amount of images that we have used, and this has helped us in getting good accuracy. Also, we have got malignant dataset where you can see that we have got around 1200 images used in the training category. This has helped us in getting 95% accuracy for training and 92% accuracy for testing dataset. This is a good amount of accuracy, and with more images being given from AGBA or any other source which wants to enhance this, we can get you better accuracy with more better results. It's time for us to see how exactly the system functions. Let me walk you through the way we can upload the image and the way we get the results. The moment you get into the landing page, you've got an upload option as you can see in front of you. And the dashboard presents you the upload option right on the landing page in order to get the entire process very smooth. Let's get into the process of uploading. You can see that we will have to first select the image. We are getting into the image folder under testing, and we are taking benign images right now, and we are taking one image numbered 88, and we are previewing it and we are submitting it for the process. Our system goes through the image, understands the image, and it will tell you if it has got cancer or not. No worries, your cancer is benign is the result we get. And the background immediately changes to green in color to let you know that everything is okay. So this gives you an immediate feel that you are all okay. Now let's take another image and we are going to test if the image has got cancer or not. We are going to take malignant image, and let's take one image. Say 474 is the image number we have taken, file name, and we are uploading it right now, and the processing happens inside. You can see that it's pretty fast, and your cancer is malignant. Please consult the doctors and visit the chat section. We've got a chat bot which I'm going to talk about it also, and immediately the background is changed red, and this shows that this has to be treated. Can we go ahead with one more image and we will see if that also gets working fine? Yes, I'm going to choose a random image right now, and let's take some image, right? We will take 419 and we are uploading it. And once uploaded, the processing happens inside quickly. This is real fast, and you see that
this is also a malignant image, and please consult our doctors is the message that we get. And this background immediately gets to red in color, indicating that this is something serious. So this is the system that we have built, which is very accurate and very easy to use. Any system, apart from doing its core task, if it is going to provide you some additional features, it's always good to have. We have considered that point and we have provided many additional and appreciable features in this system. The first one is just to upload the image, get the result as in if there is cancer or not. I mean malignant or benign. That's our core functionality. In addition to it, we have got more features which I'm going to walk through right now quickly. Let's first understand that you've got dashboard option there, and that's going to be the place where you need to upload. The next one is videos, where we have identified some very good videos about skin cancer, expert talks, the way people have fought and recovered out of skin cancer. That kind of motivational talks are also can be included here, and this will serve as the source of information, a repository for very good information out in this tool. This tool will help you in getting the videos quite easily, and these are all the most relevant videos to understand the skin cancer related information. This can be further curated and this can be updated with the inputs of doctors and the people who are expert in this. Now for an instance, we have pulled out some videos to our knowledge and we have included it. The next one is the calendar option, and you can see that we can fix the appointment and the appointment related data are all updated here, and we made this a very important feature to be included in the system because we need to give you reminders. Without reminders, people forget things, and we are helping you with the details of your appointment towards getting your treatment, towards getting your consulting. All these things are updated here. And the next one is blog. We have got a blogging system as well. So we have enabled people to write blogs, and people who have required, the people who are doctors, people who have got expertise, they all can come over here and they can write, and it can be probably, we can go through it and we can understand that this can be vetted through once and this can be included into the blogging section. Next comes the chatbot. You have our chatbot and you can ask questions to the Kia bot. Our Kia bot is going to answer you the questions, and you can see that, and that will be a very helpful feature. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask our bot and our bot will be able to answer you. All these features together make our Kaya a very good system, we believe. We believe that our solution will aid and abet in the diagnosis and treatment of skin cancer. We thank you for the opportunity and we are hopeful that you like our system.
How was that? It was a very effective system because we have tested it with so much of data set, and we found that the results are almost matching. 98% accuracy is what we get every time. And not stopping with that, we are going to go with more of this kind of demo, and I'm going to show you where exactly you can start working on. This is something that will really let you understand that these are all the open opportunities that are available. The session is to be meant really for understanding where all can we extend our wings. That's what you need to understand mostly from this session. That will be the biggest success of my session today. And the next one is going to be very, very interesting. What I'm going to talk about is something that all of you, including me, are annoyed about. The COVID virus has actually changed the way things are working, and you all agree to it. One thing that it has changed is the way the meetings are happening, right? The meetings have been happening all the way online, and there is one guy who has to be really pitied about. That's the guy who makes note of the minutes of meeting. Every department will conduct a lot of meetings, and one guy will always be responsible for making a note of what is happening in the meeting. And unfortunately, in my previous job, I do that. It is such a painful task because you need to listen to the meeting all the time. You are responsible for what you say, and you are responsible for what others say as well. So you will have to make a note, and it's such a painful task. So that is a problem statement. Very simple. I wanted to automate this. We worked and we were able to do it. I need to now record the entire video session, or I can record it as an audio, send it to the machine, send it to the system that we built. It will get you the complete summary properly generated within seconds. That's it. It was a pain that I underwent, and I wanted a solution, and the solution is fully functional now, and it is working fine. This is how I identify problem statements. You undergo a lot of problems, you will get new problem statement for you. That's it. It's very simple way. So
hope it will be useful for your PA now, sir.
no, I don't use my PA for this purpose, by the way. I make a note of it by myself, and I don't use my PA. That's a very straight point that I would like to convey. They are doing their work and I do my work. I take care of my work. I think that that's the best way to handle people also. So I'll show you the demo of this product now. It's a very simple product. I'm telling you, there's one of the very important needs for all of us. I can even now spot if it is in a conference room. With our system, I can even spot who is talking by making the, I mean, there is a laser point, right? The laser point can move towards you and it can spot that this guy is talking. That level innovation is possible and we have already built it. And I'm very happy to show you this demo. Please have a look at it and let me know your insights. And this is one thing that I would happily say that we have built within, say, about 7-8 days time frame. We were able to identify the person who is talking. We are able to diarize the voice. We are able to diagnose the voice. Everything is done properly, and it's working really very nice. I didn't expect that it will work so nice because we had a lot of difficulties, but it worked very nice, and now it is really suitable for testing at higher level.
Hello, we are very happy to demonstrate our audio processing suite for your quicker reference. The system is simple, efficient, and easy to use. Yes, it is really easy to use. How do you use it? Very simple. Get the audio file, upload it, get the script which has got the minutes of meeting clearly identified. I'll go through step by step explaining you the features of the system right now, and I'm very hopeful you would certainly like it. The system is very intuitive, and the first thing that you would observe is the very interactive and easy to use UI. The UI presents you the total minutes processed till now, the number of speakers identified, and accuracy, all these in the dashboard. And it's very easy to see, and it has been presented in a nice way. The next thing that we are presenting is the bandwidth report in the right hand side of the screen, and the left hand side has the upload option, which I will explain a little later. Now, the upload option is very simple and easy to use. Let's go ahead with the download section where we'll get the final transcript downloaded. We have got nothing downloaded here for the day today, and you can see that there is no file available there which is downloaded today. Let's go ahead and start our process, and once the process is done, we'll get our files downloaded. Right, we'll go ahead by choosing the file, audio file that we want to extract the contents out from. I am selecting the audio file, submitting it. Before submitting, we can play it.
So, my understanding is that you are on this project to ensure its success.
It's business success. Yes, you are correct. Let me explain. My main concern is that this project realizes the expected benefits as opposed to project success.
I like the collaboration. I am planning a kick-off meeting next week to set expectations with the team and stakeholders.
Sounds good. In terms of the project lifecycle methodology, I assume we will follow the standard provided by our PMO. But what about the solution development lifecycle, waterfall, agile, or some form of hybrid?
My experience is limited to waterfall, but
As you have seen, it is now played, and once you click the submit button, it's all ready to be processed. As you have heard, we have got a female and couple of male voices there, and once you submit it, the processing will all start, and you get the speaker report generated immediately. You can see that speaker 1 named Batma, speaker 2 named Nitin, speaker 3 is Ram, and the number of seconds they have spoken is all recorded, and you can download the transcript. You can get individual transcripts, or you can get the collective transcript for the meeting as well. And in the right hand side, you see the complete stats right now since we have scrolled it a little bit. The transcript can be downloaded, and the downloaded transcript would be available in the download section. We have already shown you the download section without any new file downloaded for the day. Now what we are going to do is I'm going to download this transcript, and we will see if it is getting downloaded to the download section there. I'm clicking it right now, and you could immediately get the file, which is nothing but the minutes of meeting which has been retrieved out of the audio file through our system. Test123 sample0.txt is all available, and that's it. Our system has worked, but we need to open the file and see if it has really worked. You can see that Batma, Nitin, Batma, Ram, Batma. As you could have heard, I like the collaboration as a very important term, and it's retrieved. I also would like to stress you that planning meeting is an important term that is recorded. I am planning a meeting next week is recorded. all these are done real time and it's very nicely retrieved is what we could say. We'll show you another example so that you can understand the system's functionality completely. Time has come for us to feed our next audio file. In the last time, we had 3 speakers, 1 female and 2 males. This time, we are going to test the system with 2 speakers, 1 male and 1 female. The system is fully functional for this too and it's working fine. Let's choose the audio file. I'm choosing it right now and we can play.
Good morning, ma'am. We have a lot of electronic items in our store. How can I help you today?
Good morning. Actually, I bought a TV from your shop last week. It was fine for a couple of days, but it didn't work.
Any problem, ma'am? We have not received any telephone call in this regard.
Yeah, I already called her, but nobody responded.
Ma'am, I suggest you get in touch with our customer service. They will send you a technician to fix the problem.
No, I don't agree for that. I don't want a defective TV. It is to be replaced with a new one.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but that is a procedure you must follow.
I paid a lot of money. I missed.
That's it. We are going to submit it for processing right now and I'm going to click the submit button. It's clicked and it's getting uploaded. That's all. It's processed as quick as possible and you have got 2 speakers right now, speaker 1 and 2, Ram and Batma. We can see that Ram has spoken for 24 seconds while Batma has spoken for 30 seconds. We can download the transcript right now and that would be available in the download section. I'm going to download it and the moment I download it, it will be available in the downloads within seconds. You could see that tv1.txt is available there and we can open it and see if things are all proper. You could see that all those very important conversations, very important keywords are identified and recorded and minutes of meeting is all ready. You could see that already called but nobody responded. That's a very important point. I paid a lot of money. That's very important point. All these are done and this is pretty much working fine and this is very real time and fast as well. Now, I'm going to show you how exactly in the background things run. While you are going for speech identification, there are 2 parts of it. The first part is segmentation and the second part is the speaker diarization. Now we are going to show you in the background how exactly these things run and our system is fully functional and is fully capable of detecting the speaker and the speech both accurately. Now you could see that how exactly things run. This is in the background. This is what exactly happens in the background when we feed.
Good morning, ma'am.
You could see that the confidence score, the confident is coming, the term confident is coming over there next to the speaker name. PAD is the first speaker. Now you can see that that's yellow in color and confident is appearing there. Similarly, for the next speaker when he's coming, the confident will appear there.
Any problem, ma'am? We have not received any telephone call in this regard.
Yeah, I already called her, but nobody responded.
You could see that. This is the second speaker and this is also identified properly and our system is properly processing all this through this methods and we are able to get the very good accuracy through this approach that we are following. I hope you liked it and to summarize it, it's very simple. Our system is fully functional to identify the most important keywords and it can get you the minutes of meeting as a transcript. It works fine for 2 users, 3 users and can be scaled up or down very nicely as per your requirement. And this is fully functional and most importantly real time and the most appreciable feature is it takes a very limited amount of time for you to get the results. Thank you. Hello. We are very happy to demo the reference.
I hope you liked it. It is a very simple yet a very important system, which all of us would definitely need. If you are not conducting meeting, then you are lucky. If you are conducting a lot of meeting, I think you need this system for you to really help people who are suffering with minutes of meeting content. The next one that I'm going to talk about is something that you all must have felt. But, sir.
In that case, if you have any overlap of voice, how do you separate it, sir?
Sir, overlapping can still be identified because 2 voices are different. We have trained the system. Your voice and my voice are never the same. So there could be overlap that can be separated. We have tried that too. It's working fine. Only thing is the confusing words cannot be understood. For example, if you have to pronounce a word properly. The pronunciation is something very proper that we look at. If pronunciation is missing, somebody calls schedule, somebody calls schedule. So there is a mismatch there, right? So people call it environment, people call it other way. So they are the things that we are working on right now. But nevertheless, yeah, this is a good start for us to go ahead.
So people like us in Kerala used to spell a different language.
Exactly. That's a problem. But again, we should make it very generalized. You cannot blame people because the regional language domination would be there everywhere, right? You cannot expect them to really come and learn the English language all clearly by first step itself. I don't think it is expected. But we need
This
to
is
provide.
only for the English language or for any mother tongue?
Yeah, it is as of now for English. No, sir. As of now, we have done it only for English, and that
Okay.
itself was very tough. By the way, it was not easy. It took around 8 days, 9 days of our continuous effort and hard work. But after that, yeah, it was okay. So the next one that I'm going to talk about is something very interesting, and I think most of you would have felt it when I say that. Probably you will acknowledge. What happens is the recent improvement in the Indian road transport system, they have included a lot of automation over there, right from collecting toll and automating many stuff. So if you see that they have got automations in the toll collection through FASTag, but they forgot one very important thing. They forgot that we have to give feedback. There is no way that we can give feedback to this toll system, and it is very tough to collect feedback otherwise. You cannot give a paper and pen to somebody who is standing in the toll gate to give the feedback. It is never possible. And also you cannot ask them to fill up a paper after you go home. Maybe app also will not be a good choice. But what happens is when I crossed Palakkad couple of times, I got my money detected twice. I never knew how to really get it back. I never knew how to launch a complaint. All those were really tedious. So instead, if I can launch a complaint while I cross it through some different way, it's going to be very nice. So what we have done is we have used our emotions. If I smile, I understand that I've got everything right. If I'm angry, I understand that no, you have not got a proper service you should be reached. So we capitalize the advantage of machine learning and deep learning, and we have built the system. And I'm very hopeful you'll understand the entire stretch of what we want to do through this.
Hello friends, we are going to provide you an innovative method of collecting feedback from the FASTag users. You know, it is very difficult for somebody to collect feedback from the drivers who are crossing the toll gate. FASTag is just settling down in India. So we need feedback to understand how the system is received by the users. Without getting feedback, we cannot correct the system if there are flaws. But hold on, is it very easy to collect the feedback from the drivers? No, it is very difficult because you cannot give them a paper when they are standing there to pay their toll through FASTag. It takes just seconds. You cannot ask them to fill details in an app as well. Nobody does it. But how do we collect the feedback? So we come up with a technology where AI and deep learning is used in picture to collect your facial emotion, and we connect it to the feedback. If you are happy and if you smile, we understand that that's a 5-star rating for the service that we are providing you. If you are unhappy with the service and if you show anger emotion, we will understand that you are unhappy with the service and we will rate it as 1 star. End of the day, we can cumulatively tell you how many 5 stars are there, how many 3 stars are there, how many 1 star are there. So we can understand how many customers have been happy and how many customers have been unhappy. We can also reach them out by collecting the details of their vehicles through appropriate authorities and to find out what is wrong with them at the later stage. Do we just stop here? No. We are providing you more details as in which state vehicles, which state registered vehicles have crossed the toll more, what is the peak time traffic. We give you all those information. We give gender classification of the drivers along with the age group. We are going to give a very comprehensive system with very comprehensive details. I am going to show you a demo where I am going to show you the emotions to tell you how exactly our system works. See that right now. I am pressing this and I am going to camcorder option. I am showing smiling emotion, which means I am happy with the service. It is uploading. That's it. We have got the output and you can see that the rating will come here right now. I told you I have smiled and the smiling has been related to 5 stars and we get a cumulative rating for this as 5 stars at the end of the day based on how many people have given 5 stars. I am 36 years old and I have been grouped appropriately to 18 to 40. Similarly, I am a male and it is also classified properly. Now wait, we need to test with a negative rating. For example, I am going to give an angry rating right now for you to prove that my system is working fine. Let's see how exactly does it work. I have given an angry emotion right now and I am uploading it. You can see that it's getting uploaded. Once it is all done, we should be getting a lower star rating for this, which will reveal the matter of fact that the customer is not happy. Since FASTag would have already collected the vehicle details and the customer mobile details, they can later on send an SMS or they can call them to reach and find out what exactly went wrong with the service provided, so that we can retain the customer and most importantly, we can make sure that we are offering the best services for the money that we collect. And here is what you are going to get as a result right now in front of you. Yes, we are getting it right now in front of us, and that's it. We get the system functionally working fine. You can see that it is 1-star rating for the service that is offered, and the age group is 18 to 40, and I am a male. That's all. The system is working fine. You will see the statistics related demo in the second half of the presentation, and I hope you certainly like it. Thank you.
We have readied a poster which is to be developed in a bigger size and to be kept before 100 meters to the toll gate. This conveys the entire story. We request the feedback from the passengers, I mean the drivers who cross the toll gate, to serve them better.
We are providing you a very information rich dashboard which is graphically very intuitive as well. The left side of the dashboard presents you the comparison of yesterday's traffic with today's traffic for all sort of vehicle. When it comes to the center portion of the dashboard, you can get the gender details and the age group classification for the gender details who are the drivers of the particular vehicle who cross the toll gate with FASTag being used. I can see that the male 18 to 50 are 65%, female 50 plus certain percentage, female 18 to 50 certain percentage, and all these are the drivers who have used FASTag, and this is gender classification along with age clearly to understand how many ladies are driving, how many gents are driving at what age group. Now you can see that the Indian map is getting highlighted with all the states. I am just hovering my mouse over it, and whichever state I click on, for example, I click on Tamil Nadu, I will get the clear statistics about the Tamil Nadu registered vehicles which has crossed the toll. This is a very informative feature which will help you understand which state vehicle is using, which state vehicles are using that particular toll gate more. This is a very informative feature and we can give you cumulative data as well. And now the most important point is we are giving you a summary of traffic from midnight to next day, next one full day, 124 hours time frame is also presented in front of you, which you can see. Now I am going to use the hover feature for a particular state. I have clicked on Tamil Nadu right now, and you can see that I am getting the complete statistics of the Tamil Nadu registered vehicles which has crossed the toll for the day. You can see that 35 cars have crossed, trucks have crossed, vans have crossed. All these details are presented along with the cumulative rating. 35 car drivers have given the feedback which is cumulatively summarized as 3 stars. Similarly, bus drivers have given 3-star rating, but the truck drivers have given 4-star rating. So we can understand clearly which particular vehicle is feeling it nice when you cross that particular toll, and we can take it as a best practice as well. We have another excellent feature that I have already highlighted in a brief in the first half of it. You can see the summary of all the vehicles and the traffic. What I mean is the traffic for each hour. It starts from 12 a.m. and it ends with 11 p.m. You can see the spike indicating which particular hour had more traffic, and this will help you understand which time needs better service, which time needs smooth service for the customers to feel very nice about our FASTag usage. And you can see that we are presenting you very nicely with a very neat graphical interface that gives you the data. You can find out from 9 to 10 a.m. in the morning and 9 p.m. in the evening has got the most number of traffic, most number of vehicles which have crossed our FASTag toll.
Now see the variety of applications that we are building. So the applications, you can start from a simple, very simple dimension measurement to PNG thing that I have shown you. Then I have detected the skin cancer, and now I am using it for the regular day-to-day movement, and I automated the voice thing in the minutes of meeting. So the applications are really plenty. So whenever you want to build anything novel, you need to first look for problems around. I keep telling this in every session that I deliver. Do not search for problem statements from IEEE papers or ACM papers or anything. You need to start searching for problems within yourself. Is there anybody in this entire 30 people without any problem? If so, please leave to Mars. We are not suitable to live in Earth. We all have problems. We have plenty of problems available with us, and technology is definitely capable of providing solutions. And we need to pick up right technology with right aspect to really build solutions for it. That's my humble opinion, and I keep building solutions only through that attitude. The next one that we are going to talk about is a solution that I have built towards providing simple yet a very valid input for the farmers who suffer without knowing what kind of diseases that their plants are attacked with. Farmers are the most important people that I always respect them. And most importantly, they are the ones they should be supported with technology mostly. But unfortunately, we are not providing them enough support through technology, is what I feel. Now, what I'm trying to convey is we are building a system, and the system will help the farmers in understanding what is the disease that their plants have got, what is the insects that have, what is the infections that their plants have got through a simple scanning and uploading into our system. And this database is collected by a lot of discussions with the farmers only, and I'm very sure you will like it. Let's see the demo. And I made it a very simple one. It is not a glamorous one. If you see all the presentations that we have given, all the demos we have given, it is my voiceover, it is my PPTs, it is very simple. So to win a contest or to build a product, you need not make it really glamorous. You need to make it really content filled and not glamorous. That's one thing that I always would like to convey you people. And let's understand how exactly this system works. Hello. The most important problem today the farmer faces is with respect to identification of the diseases in the plants and to provide an appropriate solution to curtail it. We bring technology in place to solve this problem. We use deep learning that can help the farmer to identify what kind of diseases that the particular plant or a leaf can. This is a very simple approach. We need to take the image of the leaf and put it into our system. That will further send it to the server, and the deep learning model that we have developed inside will analyze the disease, and it will provide an appropriate solution as well as the description of the disease that the leaf or the plant has been infected with. This is a very simple setup where we could get the disease data immediately within seconds, which I'm going to show you as part of the demo. Now, the very important point to remember here is we are using Angular service and it should be up and running as you see right now. We should also get the node server up and running. Now, how does the farmer use it? Now, everyone has got an Android phone or a camera phone very specifically, and the camera phone is what is going to help us out. You need to take the picture of the image. You can see that I've got an upload option. Take the picture and get it in your database and upload it. Or you can directly upload it as well, and we can get it as an Android app in no time. Now, once you upload, this gets uploaded properly and it goes into the system. Now, we have used the state-of-the-art VCG16 algorithm, and it is helping us out in determining what disease that this particular leaf or plant has got. Now, you can see that it is getting uploaded, and it takes about half a minute initially, and once it is done, you get the results in front of you in a very simple yet a very detailed interface that we have created. This dashboard is a very simple interface considering the fact that farmers might not know using the complicated dashboards. This is a very simple dashboard, and we are planning to get it in terms of Android app as well. Now you can see that the uploaded image is that, and the disease that is there is apple scab. This is a serious disease of apple and ornamental crab apples, apple scab, and the treatment is also prescribed in front of you right now. This is very simple, isn't it? We have done this within seconds. I mean, the result has come within seconds. I am uploading a different image just to see if the system is stable and is working. So I'm going to take a different data set, different image from the data set. We are getting the results shortly. Yeah, we've got cherry powdery mildew disease, and this is powdery mildew of sweet and sour cherry is caused by Podosophora clandestina. So, forgive my pronunciation. So, we are going to test with one more random image finally, and once it is done, I hope this is done. So I'm just going to take a different image right now. I'm uploading it and it is almost uploaded. We get the results on screen right now in next few seconds. We have used VCG16 and you can see that this is northern leaf blight and the disease of corn caused by Exrolichium turcicum. I do not know how do we pronounce it. Probably we should ask the right person to pronounce it. But the system is stable and it's functionally working fine. We can upload any image and you will get the disease. 30 diseases have been identified and we get the details of these 30 diseases very clearly with the description as well as with the solution developed by our system. We hope you like the system, and if you have any queries, suggestions, please go ahead and type in the comment section. I'll be able to address it. Right. So this is another area that you can really try thinking of: agriculture, IoT plus machine learning or deep learning. We can send a drone. The drone can capture all the images, and we can get a clear idea about what is the status of the plants or the agricultural or cultivated lands that we have. Are they really impacted by the worms and insects that are going to affect anyways our plant? So we can use that. Now, one demo that I'd like to show now is already taken and is ready. So what is that, sir? Very simple. OCR. OCR is something which is called as optical character recognition, which is booming, which has got a lot of scope and chances over there, even in the employment. If you are an OCR specialist, you get a lot of chances to be hired by good companies. And we have done something on that as well. So I thought I can introduce you to people, introduce you with OCR, and the people can learn about it. And we have done something on that. So we have won third prize in the Exact Sciences OCR Corporation competition. And this is the product that we have built. So you write anything, you print anything, scan it, I'll be able to understand what you have written and what you have typed. It's a very simple setup, yet a very important innovation in the field of deep learning. So let's see that and then we'll discuss further. Hello. We are very happy to submit our product for the next round of evaluation. We thank the entire team for the selection. I'm going to explain you the complete architecture and the methodology followed by a clear-cut demo. The product primarily focuses on handwriting recognition on the Exact Sciences application form. We take a picture and send it to our handwriting recognition module on the AWS server. Firstly, the localization will be done in order to identify where the handwriting may be present, and then coordinates should be noted. As the next step, each and every content in the bounding boxes will be sent into our deep learning model. The deep learning model is very efficient and is capable of identifying different handwriting styles. It essentially consists of feature extractor of 5 CNN layers added to 2 bidirectional LSTM having CTC loss function. All the content present in each and every bounding box will be identified precisely, and the entire thing, the different fields in the application form and the corresponding identified handwriting text will be stored in a non-relational database. We also provide you 2 APIs for uploading as well as for accessing the stored content in the DB. On uploading, the user can see what is identified text immediately and redo if there is any rectification requirement. After the successful upload, everything will be stored in a DB and the entire DB will be accessible by the admin. To make it very simple and precise, we will give you an Android app. The end user has to scan the form that has been given by Exact Sciences. The moment it is scanned, the image gets uploaded. We do the processing inside and immediately we identify the handwritten text. The outcome is immediately presented on the screen, and all these are pretty easy, and we are able to get variety of handwritings recognized, and we have tested it out with multiple handwriting patterns. You will see the demo right now, and I think you'll be able to understand the process pretty clearly. Thank you. We are launching our app right now, and you can see the Android app getting launched. The moment you launch it, the usage is very simple, and you can see that the path which is to be selected is available there. The moment you click it, you'll be taken to the files directory. I'm clicking the first file, which is handwritten, and you can see that it's displayed. The provider name is John. We will track if John is exactly recognized along with other information once we upload it. I am uploading it by pressing the post button, and once it is clicked, that's all. You can sit back and relax.
The internal processing happens and our deep learning module gets everything detected, and that's it, you got it clearly. You can see the name of the person, John, in the fourth line from the bottom, and the rest of the details like Hyderabad, the billing city, zip, everything is perfectly detected, and time is also presented to you as in how much time does it need for this detection. 1370 milliseconds is what we needed, and all the fields have been detected without any flaw. We did not miss one field even, and this is highly accurate, we could say. And most important point is this is also available as an Excel sheet for you to take it up later, and that can be used. We have tested it with variety of handwritings, and the second handwriting is going to be shown right now. It is all fully uppercase, and you can see that provider name is Sam and Chennai address is given. We will see if this is getting recognized nicely. We are uploading it right now, and you can see that the moment I click post, that's all. Sit back and relax. As I told you, you will get the result. And name is Sam. Chennai address is coming properly. All the details are available properly. The numeric, the alphabets, the numbers, everything is correct properly, and it's presented to you within seconds. The best thing about this setup is it's very fast, and it doesn't take much of the time for the end user to get the results. Also, it is very simple to use, and we would like to reiterate that point. I'm going to take up one more sheet now with different handwriting again, and we'll see if it is performing as expected. And this time it is Tom, the provider name is Tom, and Assam is given over there, and we will see if this is getting detected properly. This is a combination of uppercase and the lowercase letters that we used, so we should see if it is also getting detected nicely. The name Tom is appearing, and in the top you can see that Assam is also coming clearly, the Delhi address is coming clearly, the DOB is coming clearly, all the fields are perfect. We are getting everything nice out there, and I think this works fantabulous with all the sort of handwritings. We tested it with variety of handwritings, and even it goes nice with the uppercase letter, lowercase letter, a combination of upper and the lowercase letters, and it works fine. Now, the most important point, what if we upload an image which is not a textual image, which does not have any text field? I'm uploading an Iron Man image right now for your reference, and we should be getting nothing as a result. So our system recognizes that clearly as well, and time taken to do this is 1, 2, 3, 4 milliseconds, and we got nothing out there. So that's it. Our system is simple. We have an app for you. The end user can upload the content, and you get it detected. Thank you.
Right. I'm almost getting to the end of it. I'll show you something which you will all love now. I kept the best for the last actually. So I'll show you something. One more is there. Yeah, we've got 2 more things to be done. But let me show the best thing right now. We are able to understand the human post estimation as well as emotions. For example, if I move like this, I'll show you my video only, then you can see. If I move my hand like this, my system would predict what is my pose. If I say like this, it will predict. If I say like, so I can now teach you yoga. So I can build a system that can tell you you are doing yoga like this, that, and that's not proper. Also, we have built a system that is going to be very effective towards determining your emotions. If I ask Tanvir sir, are you happy? He'll say he's very happy. But happy is not the complete emotion that he has. He has got a mix of multiple emotions. Happy will have 10% sad, 5% neutral, 10% angry. All these things will be together. And happy is not 100% happy. Nobody is 100% happy. Nobody is 100% sad. Nobody is 100% anything. It is a mix. We are able to understand that as well. And it is done through a tool called as OpenVINO. Intel OpenVINO. I have typed the name of it at the chat box. Please start using it. It's a very simple and a very effective, easy to use tool. If you are trying to do PhD in the area of deep learning or machine learning, this tool will make your job easier. I'll first show you why you will understand how much powerful it is. It's a very powerful tool. And it is free, by the way. You need not pay even a penny to.
Friends, I'm going to show you some wonderful demo with OpenVINO tool that I have already taught you in my previous session. So I'm going to show you the post estimation app that is available there by default. So I have just installed it and I have tested it out. See the way it is working, really, really phenomenal. And this is highly real time, and you would really love it. I'm going to show you 2 different examples. One is for post estimation, and another one is for the emotion detection. So you can see that this is all real time. The moment I move, I make a movement, everything
This is all tracked. Absolutely stunning and absolutely real time. And you guys can test it out. And if you want any help, probably I can do that also. This is easy, simple, and very interesting. I'm going to show you the next one right now, which will be much more interesting. Only thing that you need to know is these commands are a bit long, so you need to really understand how exactly to interpret these commands. So I'll probably teach a session on how do we understand these commands. That itself is really challenging. So you are going to now see the emotion detection. I'm going to show you all my emotions right now. I'm neutral. I'm angry right now. They say this is surprise, and you can see that yeah, my eyes go up, and this is surprise. And now I'm angry. All these are real time, and my age is reduced here 34. I'm happy about it. It is actually 36, but this is closely accurate. So this is all done with OpenVINO, and this is very simple. So you guys can try it out. I hope you like this demo. Thank you very much for following the content and channel. If you have any questions, suggestions, inputs, please go ahead and type it in the comment section. And if you need any help, let me know. I can always do it. Thank you. That's it. I'm done. I hope I have not bored you. It's almost 1.5 hours, 1 hour 50 minutes session that I continuously delivered. I hope I have not bored you people and it was interesting. If you have any questions, please open up. I'm very happy to answer. Before I close it, I wanted to show you one final demo. As I told you, please see the way we have built a system for detecting COVID-19. This is something that I would happily say that we have done, and it is working fine as well. One last demo, not more than 3 minutes is what I need. Once you see this, you will understand the amount of power that deep learning, machine learning, and camera has got. Camera not only is powerful through media, it is also powerful through deep learning. So you can understand the power of it. We are going to show you the demo of the system that we have developed. Diagnostics is live right now. Before I go into the demo, I'd like to explain you how the system works. We need to upload the input image, and based on the algorithm that we have developed, the input image will be classified as COVID negative, pneumonia, or COVID positive. And all this happens within seconds. Our system has got two stages, where in the first stage, we will determine if the input image has got pneumonia, and in the second stage, we will further identify if the pneumonia is COVID-19 pneumonia or non-COVID-19 pneumonia. And most important point, the first stage, the accuracy is close to 95.6%, and in the second stage, the accuracy is 100% with the images that we have trained. And we understand that this doesn't take much time as well, and it is all very fast. I'm going to show you and explain you all the features step by step now. First, let us have a look at the data set, whatever we have collected. You can see all these are the images that we have collected for the purpose of the building this machine. And 150 images is what we have taken right now in our hand. So the next step is to understand how our dashboard is configured. The dashboard has got a lot of information. It has the total cases, recovery cases, and deaths all over the world, and all these are tracked from WHO. When you click get more info, you get the complete details as well, which is presented very neatly with a simple UI in front of you. Now, the system is used for analyzing, right? So the system specific detail are also presented in front of you. COVID negative, pneumonia, COVID positive, and how much is the stat is also presented in front of you very clearly for the doctors to understand what is happening. Now comes the upload part. This is very simple and intuitive. Click browse, select any image that you want, any patient's image that you want to be tested, click open, and then go to upload. Once this upload happens, it all takes just seconds. You can see that right now. The internal analysis goes on. First, pneumonia will be checked. Then if it is COVID-19 pneumonia will be checked. Now here you can see that it is all normal and the patient is not a patient at all. So the next case, I am uploading another image to understand how exactly is the result coming. I am taking another image here, selecting, opening. Now upload happens. Yes, it is getting uploaded. You can see that it's really very fast, and we made the interface and UI very simple because even only the doctor need not use our system. Even the rest of the people should use. So pneumonia is the result that has come here for this input, and don't worry, you will get better in no time is the message that we are throwing. And the third case I'm going to take up, I'm going to take another image where we will see what exactly is the result that we are getting. I clicked open, I've uploaded it. Now it takes time for it to throw the result. And we'll first analyze there is pneumonia, second it is going to be COVID-19. So if there is COVID-19, we'll get a result as COVID-19 positive. Oh no, consult your specific doctor immediately is the message that we have given.
So see that one final image I'm going to upload to show the system's functionality one final time. So upload is clicked and let's wait for the result. Once it is done, we get the result immediately. Yes, again, it is a COVID-19 positive image that we have taken. So overall, you can understand that our system is simple, effective, as well as intuitive. This is faster, and this can help doctors in getting the decision much more faster, and the patient's lives can also be saved. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
That's all. Thank you very much for the opportunity, sir, Shanmugha sir, and the entire coordination team. I hope I kept the session lively. And in case you have any questions, you can always ask me. I'm open for it. I have already shared my email ID in the chat box. If you have any questions post the session or any suggestions that you want, just let me know. I'll be happy to help you. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
So any queries from the participants? Now the session is yours. Please.
One query would be, when would you leave us for lunch?
Sir, already is there.
Yeah, I understand.
Sir, one question is there in the chat box.
Is there any more tool for deep learning? Yeah, many tools are there, Ramya. The best one as of now that I would tell you is to go with Python, Jupyter, and Anaconda. That's the best thing, best combo. And Google Colab, that's something that's really very nice. And if you want to implement it real time, I think that you can go with OpenVINO, as I already typed it. Just check with it and then try it out. And if you have any queries, you can reach me. I'll be able to help you. Sir, it is RCNN, fast RCNN. Alfonso Johnny, it is fast RCNN. We customized it a little bit. You cannot get any algorithm just like that from there, drag and drop it and then run it. It's not possible. You need to curate it a little bit. We used a modified fast RCNN. Any other questions? Thank you, Alfonso. Amya, I hope I answered your questions. When you were a student, you never asked a question, and when you are out of the university, you are asking a lot of questions, Ramya. Good. I think she's my student. I could recognize the name. Right. Thank you very much, sir. Any other questions, you can always route it to me through email. I'll be more than happy. And once again, I'd be very happy to meet you again anytime in future. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Let me meet on a Saturday also. Let me invite Eldos Kurian, sir, for the vote of thanks.
Okay, so we had an informative session on this IoT, the application of IoT and deep learning and machine learning on the real-time opportunities by Dr. Sriram Vasudevan, sir. And he explained the practical aspects in a very lucid way. And I hope everybody have benefited from this. So, on behalf of the department and on behalf of Vishwanath College, I extend my deep gratitude to Dr. Vasudevan, Sriram Vasudevan, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
See you, sir. Bye-bye. I'll message you later.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.